Hello guys and welcome back to another video. Today we're playing some F1 2020 My Team Career Mode, and it's episode 15 I think it is, we're racing around Monza. This is going to be a very exciting race because it's going to start raining at the end of the race, which I almost every time mess up. You could see at Hungary we messed up the strategy totally, so maybe we can get it right today. You can see now that we are changing all the engines to the most fresh engines that we have, engine parts that we have. And yeah, before we go into the video, please leave us up. It helps out so much and helps out. It helps me get motivated to make even more videos, and it helps you to know that you like my videos. So please go down there and sub and leave a like if you like this video. But as you can see, jumping into the video now, you can see that for the first or second time I'm using custom setup. I just didn't feel like in the practice that the default setup was quite good enough, so I went with a custom setup. And as you can see now, going onto the straight, we have loads of top speed. We are on 300 and almost 50 kilometers an hour when we brake at 100 meter board. Braking very hard and turning in. We just missed the apex going into second gear. On exit we got a bit of oversteer and we're already into P19 now. But as you can see now, going onto the straight, we don't lose any more positions. So that must mean, and we're actually gaining, we're P18 now. So we have some a bit more top speed than the cars in the lower end. And as you can see there, we just gained a bit of time again. We're in P12 now. We're going through these corners now, shifting down into fifth gear. Just going a bit wide onto the curb, and now going onto the back straight into fifth gear, going onto the curb again on the exit, opening the ERS and going into 8th gear now, down the straight using all our ERS, and we're into P19 now. So the qualifying isn't that good at the moment, but let's see if we can gain a bit more time through the last sector now, going fast through the Ascari and onto the straight now into 8th gear, going down this back straight. You can see we just, the kilometers an hour counting upwards. Going into the last corner now, through the carousel now, into 5th gear. Going very early on the throttle, almost getting a bit of wheel spin on the exit, but we just made a stick. And going onto the straight now, over the finish line, we're in P19. So, it wasn't that good. Not that good qualifying, but I can promise you that the race pace is so much better. I totally messed up the middle sector. So as you can see, Charles Leclerc, Bottas on second. So we just beat our teammate. But yeah, we're gonna choose our rival for the next races now, and I think I'm gonna go with Daniel Ricciardo because we get a lot of acclaim for it. 1600 acclaim. If I beat him, so that would be pretty good to do. So I chose him. It's going to be hard to beat him, but let's see what we can do now going into the race. For this strategy, you can see at the session forecast, it's dry throughout most of the race, but the last 20% of the race will be in the rain. So I'm gonna change the strategy now. Last time I went with the wrong strategy in Hungary when it started to rain in the race. So now I'm gonna play it safe. I'm gonna play it safe and go on to the hardest tires and stretch them as much as possible, so the projected race time doesn't get affected that much. So you can see we're going 17 laps on the hard tires now. So let's see how it goes in the race. But we're on the grid now. There's 3, 4, 5 red lights, and we are going off for the terrible start, but that's to be expected because we have the hardest tires on, going down into 20th place and actually 21st place. But going into the first corner now, we just dive up the inside of loads of people and we're into P16 now, so please leave us up for that. But yeah, going through this sector here, we're into P15. We just overtook a corner around the outside and we're in Stroll's slipstream now as we dive up the inside of the next corner, and we just squeezed him a bit out, but that's okay. He deserves that one. But going through the middle sector now, Gasly and Raikkonen is going side by side through the middle sector now, through the first corner. I can't remember what the corners are called, but going on the back straight now, we have double slipstream now, going back this down straight, Let's see if we can overtake them into the next corner, but no, it doesn't look like it. Gasly is actually trying to send it up the inside of Raikkonen, but they go still side by side through Ascari, so they lose loads of time and go around the outside of Gasly and into the slipstream of Raikkonen now. And you saw all our ERS system and Rich Mix, and we just overtook them both there in the span of one corner and a straight. Going through the last corner now, we can see that Charles Leclerc is setting fastest laps, and he has a very good pace this race. But as you can see now, going on to lap 2 now, we go very slowly through that corner, and we actually go side by side with Kvyat right now through the Raikkonen through the first part of these 2 corners, and we still go side by side. We just held it around the outside, but he has a bit more top speed in his car. Doesn't really reflect on the car performance in real life, but we are right behind him now. We didn't want to send it into this corner, so we just waited and waited and waited. And as you can see now, cutting on to lap 8, you can see that Raikkonen is actually like 2 seconds ahead of us, as Ricciardo retired from the race, so that's a position for us. Cutting on to lap 10 now, you can see Perez and Verstappen is into the pits already. So yeah, we're gonna go way longer than that. And as you can see now, a few more cars is in the pit, including Hamilton. So we into P4 now. The last three cars ahead of us is pitting. So we are in P1 now, but we still have a long way to go. Charles Leclerc has just gone out of the pits, and if we want to gain some serious points this race, we really have to make these tires stick to the end of the dry session. So I'm just waiting now. I'm waiting for the rain to come, and now you can hear and see in the clouds that the rain is coming, and we expect it in the next few laps. So let's see when we cut on to lap 19 now. You can see that we actually are we are on lap 20 now. There's 7 laps left. We are on the hard tires, and you can see it's starting to rain. It actually rains a lot, but I'm not pitting before it looks like Leclerc is pitting, and he actually has gained a lot of time on us the last laps or so. So as you can see now, we get loads of wheel spin out of the first chicane, and he's actually only 5 tenths behind us. But we use all our all the ERS system we can use at the moment, just to keep him behind us, because we need to stay in front of him until the pit stops. So that's the most important thing to do. But going through this right-hander here, you can see that he's only 3 tenths behind us, so actually 2 tenths. And let's see, going through this right-hander here, you can see he's still right behind us. We get a bit of oversteer, and he gets a bit better exit. We use our ERS system, but we stay in standard mix because we don't want to use the fuel now, because we want to take the fight later on. So he overtook us into the Ascari. He gets a bit of, he actually knocked off his tires there. But going onto the back straight, we just get so much oversteer out of the corner that we couldn't stay with him. So that was when I really was sure that we had to pit. So on this lap, and I think Leclerc pitted as well, but on this lap we are going into the pits. But look on the top left corner, we're into P2 now, and all on the track has to pit. So this is the highest we've ever been in this series yet. So let's see where we finish in the pit stop. We just have to get the best pit stop ever now to overtake Leclerc. So let's see what we can do. Let's see how fast our pit crew is with the intermediate tires. It's 2.1 seconds, and we almost overtook him. That in real life that would be an unsafe release. But so we are right behind him now, and let's see if we can actually catch him in the wet weather. I feel like I have the pace, but yeah, as you can see, it's very tricky conditions. He's going very slow, I'm going very slow. It's right between intermediate and dry weather. But now on lap 26 now, you can see that he has pulled out a 2.1 second gap, and yeah, I just can't catch him. We should actually have pitted for the wet weather tires, because it changed so fast over to the wet conditions. And now now the intermediate tires just isn't enough. But as you can see, we're lapping Latifi now, the first guy to lap, and probably the only guy we're gonna lap in this race. But yeah, Leclerc is 2.1 seconds ahead of us, and we're just pushing, giving everything we got. We're using ERS system everywhere we can go, everywhere. When we get out of wheel spin, we just use the ERS system, as you can see there, and rich mix, and we use everything. But cutting later on that lap, you can see we've caught him up a bit. It's only 3 tenths up, but yeah, the tires are starting to go off. We're getting wheel spin. It's starting to rain too much, but I still can't get over that we're in P2 now in this car. It's reviewed to be the second baddest car on the track, and that we get a P2 is just amazing. That's like 2 Alpha Centauris on the podium. So I'm very happy. I'm so excited for this race. I'm so excited for the position P2. That's so good points for the championship, and yeah, of course I got the driver of the day, so I'm happy with that as well. But yeah, I just wish I actually could have overtaken Leclerc as well, but yeah, that was just dreaming. He's in a Ferrari, and the Ferrari in my season is pretty strong, so there's just nothing to do there. I tried to stay with him straight into 2-second window, and I just couldn't. I lost the 2 seconds in the first 2 laps of the wet, and after that I just couldn't catch him up again. I always was in. I gained a half second and lost a half second every lap. So yeah, very close. But it's the first time that we're on the podium in this career mode. So yeah, leave a like for that. And yeah, probably next race is. I think next race is Singapore. So that's gonna be a very hard track to beat the guys. But yeah, as you can see, Leclerc on P1, Lewis Hamilton P3, Mick Schumacher out of the race again. That guy, he has to be better. Driver Championship, we are in P7 in the Driver Championship, so that's epic. That's just epic. But for the first time in the rivalry breakdown, you can see that we actually won over Ricciardo, which I didn't expect. But yeah, again, Mick Schumacher, such a bad driver in my career mode. He has to be better. But yeah, going on to Singapore, we actually went in and upgraded the engine. I wanted to be supreme in the engine part of my car before any of the other parts, just to be sure that I have the straight line speed to actually overtake people, because you can have all the downforce in the world, but if you don't have the power to overtake them, it doesn't matter. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys in Singapore. Bye.